tying the knot with an Amagami sister. 24 episodes, romance slice of life, very enjoyable in my opinion. Now, does it deserve 24 episodes when most anime have a runtime of 12 to 13 episodes? This one, when I saw that it had 24 episodes, in the first, I would say half of the season, let's say that. But by episode 10, let's say, I was thinking to myself, does this is it good enough? Is it good enough for the 24 episodes? And after continuing watching it and watching all 24, I would say so. It would have felt very weird if they would have cut it at 13 or less. It felt like an incomplete story. Like, now, let's continue. Now, in this story, we have Uryu who goes out to live in the temple. Now, in the beginning, he just thinks that going to the temple uh, uh, to study because he has a dream to become a doctor in the future, and he just thinking, well, I'm staying here, study, going through my high school days, getting to college, medical school, and so on and so on. But no, it's revealed in the first episode that no, the reason because he was agreed upon for him to stay in this temple, that he has to choose one of the three Amagami sisters to marry and have an heir to inherit the temple. Now, that's mostly the basic synopsis of this anime. Now, to tell you I don't want to give out spoilers. Sorry that I say that in a lot of videos. So I'm going to give you my general feelings on this anime. First, I was honestly surprised because since probably the first 10 minutes, they all trope a guy goes to live in a house where it's mostly girls. He gets into many perverted situations. The girl lashes out and slap him across the face. But I was genuinely surprised. The main character gets into perverted situations since episode 1 with each of the Amagami sisters, and not once do they slap him across the face. Not once do they grab the nearest object and start throwing it to him, even when it was not his fault. In the very first episode, the first perverted situation, he enters the house. Nobody answers. He was going to open a door, but he heard the Amagami sisters in there, and he's like, I know this scenario from mangas or anime. I'm not stupid enough to open this door. And what happens? The girls themselves open the door while they themselves are in the underwear. And at first, I was honestly surprised. I was expecting at least in the first half of the runtime, the first 12, 13, before any of them fell in love with him, I was expecting a slap or something, but no, the other the of the three sisters, two of them were just like teasing him, and only the middle sister was throwing salt at him, like, oh, the impurity and stuff, like a priestess, but nothing physical, nothing like slapping. Like I already mentioned, no slapping, no throwing at him, no blaming him when he did the precautions of not being in the perverse situations, but stuff happens. But yes, 24 episodes never happened. I was very, very surprised. Caught me off guard in some ways. subverting expectation, if you will. Now, other than that, let me give you a bit of personality check when it comes to the three sisters. Well, not only the three sisters. Let's go give you my opinion of each character. Uryu, he is a very good, decent guy. He in the beginning he's very into his studies because he wants to be a doctor. I already mentioned that. But he's also very, maybe because he was raised in an orphanage, he is very caring for the sister. He does the cooking, cleaning, mostly because they cannot do it themselves. He does the cooking, cleaning, and he is very caring. He looks out for them as if they were his family. And he always, I won't say they, oh, during the anime they always call him a narcissist and stuff, but he just likes to be helpful, and they just, I think they just call him a narcissist to tease him and such. It's not like they are actually thinking that he's a narcissist, but it's like a little cutesy type of banter between the two, between him and the sisters, and it's very enjoyable. It never felt mean spirited when they call him a narcissist and such. It felt cute. Now let's go with the older sister Jae. She's very much an airhead. She is always in her own world. Many times it's hard to decipher what she's thinking or feeling in the moment. But she's very artistic, very talented in many ways, and she is very caring. Well, even though that she's the oldest sister and she's in college, it feels like yeah, because of her airheadedness, she she's the one that needs to most look out for when it comes to the main character Uryu, to look out for her. And she has a very dirty room. I don't know how people. I don't know. I know that there's a constant trope with many animes and many characters, but do people out there, there's hoarders. So yeah, there's people out there that do live like that. Now let's go with the middle sister, Yuna. Now Yuna, she is very stickler in all the process. When it comes to cooking, if when she cooks, if the recipe says that she needs two uh, three full spoon of sugar, she does it in a way, she's just very stickler to every process. She wants to do everything so perfectly and so by the book that she takes longer to do anything. When it comes to cooking, she takes hours to do a simple recipe. And when it comes to cleaning, she also wants to do it so precisely that she could take an entire day just cleaning one single room. So yes, she's just hopeless in that area. And then we have the youngest sister, Asahi. She is she is a brat that just wants to grow up too quickly. She wants to prove that she to her sister that she doesn't have be to her sister and to Uryu that she doesn't have want to be treated like a baby. She can handle herself. They can concentrate on their own stuff, and she can concentrate on her stuff. She just want to grow up too quickly, and it's mostly because of their environment and such. So that's one thing. Now, other than the our four main characters, we do have side characters, but I'm going to be very honest. The side characters are not that interesting. Now, luckily, they don't show up for too long. The grandpa in all 24 episodes, he only shows us like 4 to 5 times, and he of the Amagami sister, the grandpa only shows 4 to 5 times, and he just appears, stay and say one or two liners, and go away and never appear until a much later, a couple episodes later. So that's just one example. We do have also Shirahi. Now there is uh, I'm gonna say there is a arc dedicated to her, and honestly, I wasn't that interested. I mean, just like the grandpa, mostly all of the side characters only appear once in a while in a blue moon. Most of the episode is mostly concentrated in the three sisters and the main character. Well, for they are the three sisters and the guy, and yes, the well, to be to be fair, now that I'm looking down on the list of the side characters, there is one character that honestly I wouldn't mind seeing more of her. The middle sister Yuna has a best friend in school, Mitsuko, and she gives main character energy. That's what I'm going to say. The way she acts, her mannerism, her facial expression, her character design. Honestly, she gives a main character energy. That is of all the side characters, she is the only one that wouldn't mind seeing more of screen time with her. Yes, we got a full episode, a full episode with her involved, but she wasn't the focus. Now, sorry about that. Thought I heard something. Now, let's see. Well, I already said the simple synopsis of the story, the main character. Oh, okay, there's one thing that I'm going to say. At the beginning, I saw that in the beginning, the first half of the season, I saw that it was an okay anime, enjoyable, okay to enjoyable, nothing super. Yeah, it was very well animated, but the story had much to offer. But very early on, I would say in episode 6 or 7, they decided to, because he's staying in a shrine, the main character, they decided to throw in a supernatural element with the gods seemingly to be real, and they doing like toying. I would say toying, but it's mostly like trials. They keep throwing trials at him, and he's getting in very weird situations. For one, he was in a groundhog day situation when he was reliving the same 2 weeks. Another way he switched bodies with one of the Amagami sisters, and he most early on was him getting visions of the future. He going to sleep and he just having visions of what's going to happen throughout the day, and he trying to change it but not being able to change it entirely. Now, this isn't a spoiler because in one of his future visions, he saw himself being like a couple years in the future. He apparently he become a priest and took over the temple, and he managed to become a doctor like he wanted to. So he was a doctor and a priest, and this is early on, but because of his vision, it shows him like he it shows him in a situation, making it seem that he married all three of the sisters, not just one of them. So I don't know if this is like, I don't know, because this story still takes place seemingly realistic Japan, and Japan you are not allowed to marry more than one person. So I don't know if this is like an official marriage by the temple but not by the government. But I don't know that I'm when with all the supernatural shenanigans, it's possible that something happens that he will end up marrying all three of them. If that happens, good for him. Now, I think I already said that all I said everything that I wanted to. So let me give you a score. Now, at the beginning, like I said, I wasn't feeling it until they introduced the supernatural elements, and at the beginning, I was thinking about a 7. But after they introduced the supernatural elements, we got more into the backstory of the sisters. The character were being more were progressing, development, and all of that. I would say that this is an 8 out of 10. An 8 out of 10 is my score. A very enjoyable romance slice of life, to recommend it, and to to people who thinks 24 episode is too much, just watch one episode in a while. You don't have to bench watch it like I did. Just a couple episodes at a time, and you'll get through it. And who knows, maybe you will try end up, the more episodes you watch, you enjoy it more, and you bench watch it without realizing it. Now, this is where I'm going to end it. Have a wonderful day, have a wonderful night, wherever you're from, and see you next video.